Hello, one and all. Welcome back to Break Time with Derek and Trey. As you already know, I'm Trey, and I'm with our other host, Derek. Say hi, Derek.
Hi, Derek.
It's, as always, what we're looking for. A lot of people enjoy that. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
A lot of people enjoy us doing that.
That makes me really happy.
Yeah. All right. Today is going to be another episode. Kind of like the past 2 weeks. It's just going to be a bunch of small little things we're going to be talking about. With one of the main things towards the end, it's going to be the new show Fallout came out. And Derek's going to start us off with some of his topics that he's
you want me to start?
Nitpicked for us. Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, I figured we get this one right out of the way because it's taken over the country. You know, it's really, really big right now. I don't know what the fuss is all about. I understand that the older generation is gonna not sympathize with it more, but it matters more to them.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson died.
I want to say he's been incarcerated since before I was born, right?
No.
When did that happen? Because he was in an older.
He only went to jail for 7 years.
Oh, when did he go to jail? As you can tell, I don't.
Tell you.
What?
I can tell you.
As you can tell, I don't know much about O.J. Simpson.
Do you not know anything about the trial or anything?
I know he killed someone.
Well, he didn't. Okay. So essentially what happened was,
like, people always joke when someone has like a really big weapon, they're like, why are you holding OJ's blank right here? Like, why are you holding that?
That's kind of wild.
Yeah, people make analogies like that.
So O.J. Simpson was a really big football star, if you didn't know that. Okay, and he also acted in some movies, The Naked Gun, shit like that. And then in, I believe it was 94. Yeah, in 94, he was accused of killing his ex-wife and her friend. It was a big public court case. Everyone around the country was watching it at the time. A lot of people were calling it racist, shit like that, yada yada yada. What ended up happening was, at the end of the trial, one of the big evidences was this glove that they found as evidence at the, at the crime scene.
Yeah.
It was looks like a driver glove.
Okay.
And the defense attorney asked OJ to put him on. He did get the glove to get on his hand, but it was very tight. And the famous line, which I'm sure you've heard once before in a TV show at some point or a movie, was in the closing statement. The defense attorney was like this. You ready for this? It's a quote.
Okay.
He said to the jury, "If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit."
Okay.
That is not a joke. That is a real line.
Okay. So obviously the saying derives from if the shoe fits, if the glove fits.
Yeah.
Same deal.
But for him it was, if the glove doesn't fit, then you can't, charge him with guilty, right?
Okay.
So he ended up being innocent. Everyone that watched it was like, yeah, he's guilty, right? But the jury was like, yeah, he's innocent. So he walked free, and then he went to jail for some other shit. I think it was like taxes or something for like 7 years. Yada 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 later down the line. Then he got prostate cancer, and then he died as of the other day. I just wanted to get that out there because it's a big topic.
He wasn't in jail when he died.
No.
Okay, well,
he was in Las Vegas.
He's not in the news very often.
No.
Well,
no, not since '94.
Yeah, not since all the stuff went down. So when did the famous car chase happen with his Bronco?
That was the same time as the court case.
Oh Jesus!
Well,
he's just running from the cops on a Bronco. Okay.
Okay, so bear with me, people. I'm sorry. I'm sure there's people older than me that listen to the show that watch this whole thing live, and I'm trying to piece it together for myself because I only know so much about it. I know that there was a trial. I know that he was, acquitted and shit. Essentially what happened was, as far as I remember it, and I could be wrong, he was wanted as a prime suspect of the murder. And then that's when the chase happened. He threatened to kill himself on the fucking highway or whatnot, and they followed him going like 40 miles an hour or some shit like that, which is infamous. Like the video of the Bronco was infamous.
Yeah.
So yeah, but in all, I just want to put that out there, that I'm not Gen Z that doesn't know who O.J. Simpson is or anything. I know about the trial and everything. I just want to get it out there, so because it's a big topic, is all. I really don't care about it. From what I know about the trial and the evidence I've seen, he's fucking guilty as shit. And I don't know if you know this, Trey. Did you know he wrote a book?
Yeah, I think so. I just don't remember what it's called.
If I Did It.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the man's guilty as shit. But either way, yeah, so he died on April 10th.
Yeah.
Prostate cancer.
Okay.
So yeah, that was my first topic. Now this is gonna be more funnier. We're gonna move past O.J. Simpson. Fuck that guy. I shouldn't say anything ill about the dead, but fuck O.J. Simpson. Okay. So this is gonna be a good one. And this is gonna be a question for Trey to start out with. And I think you already told me the answer, but I want to ask him anyways. So you didn't have Lunchables at your high school or middle school or anything like that? Like you didn't have Lunchables at all?
No. If there was Lunchables shown in the okay, let me restart that. If anyone had brought Lunchables to school, it would count as their cold lunch. Like they had that in their lunch box or whatever they brought to school. I rarely, if ever, had a cold lunch. I always just had the school lunch.
Yep.
And some days,
Always.
as the joke, like as the meme famously goes for, that was a horrible sentence structure. If some days there was you'd have really good hot lunches, like I'm trying to think of one. Like our basic high school cheeseburger. It suits Goose. It's okay.
You guys got a cheeseburger?
Yeah, I actually have a picture somewhere in my Snapchat memories, I think. It was one of my.
We never got a cheeseburger once.
It was one of my last days, either as a junior or senior. I think it was as a junior, because it was the same day that the seniors who were in band marched throughout the school playing their instrument. You know, that's cool. Yada yada yada. But then we went to lunch, and yeah, our lunch that day was like a cheeseburger, the school's version of a cosmic brownie.
I'm surprised Michelle Obama didn't take that off your menu, honestly.
I feel like the school didn't always follow it though.
Oh, I'm sure there was some corrupt people in the school system that didn't follow the.
Well, no, like it was usually followed, but like on days like closer to the end of the year, they'd be more lenient.
Oh hell no! My school followed it down to the T.
Did you ever have over the lunch announcements? This is one of the things we called it. Did you ever have this thing called cowboy cavatini?
Nope.
It's just pasta. It's some basic pasta.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we had pasta. And we had goulash. I remember that.
I think it was rare when you got that, but we did get that. And like I remember our mashed potatoes.
Hold on before you continue. I know there's someone out there that's gonna see this episode someday, and I just said goulash, and they're gonna go, "What the fuck is goulash?"
It's basically a macaroni pasta.
It's a fucking spaghetti casserole essentially, which is weird noodles.
So whenever I have goulash, or whenever I had goulash, like even growing up or in school, it was always with macaroni noodles.
See, and now I just said casserole. Here we go again. A casserole is a Midwestern thing where you just take a bunch of random shit and you put it in a pan and you shove it in the oven and you shove it in your mouth. That's essentially what it is. Anyways, so mashed potatoes you were talking about.
Yeah. So there was, I remember I don't know if I was a sophomore or what, but I just remember, I think it was during Thanksgiving, as most schools do during Thanksgiving, they serve like a Thanksgiving meal as a hot lunch. And if you guys don't know what a hot lunch is, it's the school's lunch. You didn't bring your own lunch. You pay for it.
It's your school lunch.
The mashed potatoes, some days it would be good, some days it wouldn't be good. It got better as I got more into high school, more into my high school career, if you will. The kids would like take the mashed potatoes and like roll it up into a ball, and they could bounce it off the table, dude. Like, I just look across the room and I just see someone playing with their mashed potatoes on the table.
Was there ranch in them?
Huh?
Was there ranch in them?
Oh, no. Not that I saw or knew or saw, but
well, I'm just trying to think of a binder that would be in mashed potatoes.
I don't know.
That could make
it was
them
just
a
so it was such a viscous mashed potato serving.
It must just be just potatoes, nothing else in it.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
ridiculous.
Know. Anyways, I went way off the rails here.
That's okay. That's what the podcast is.
The meal. Anyways, what I was trying to get, like, when hot lunch. Some days you had good hot lunches. Some days you had bad hot lunches. One of the good ones would be this is what everyone makes a meme about those rectangle pizzas.
Oh, rectangle pizza's great.
Yeah, from the school lunch. Yeah.
Especially breakfast pizza. If you got to school early
Yeah.
for once and you had a breakfast pizza, that shit
And some days they'd have leftover breakfast pizza, and we get that for lunch.
Yes, sir.
Anyways.
All right. So, so the reason I asked Trey if he had ever had a Lunchable as a school option was this headline I came across the other day that made me chuckle really hard, which was Consumer Reports ask USDA to remove Lunchables from school lunch menus. Now, I know it says school lunch menus. I find it very hard to believe that they're buying Lunchables in bulk and handing them out to children. So I don't know if they're meaning like they're not allowed to bring them to school, but if they are mass buying Lunchables and giving them to kids, then we got, the bad end of the stick.
We were left out,
because,
and
yeah.
Where's the sustenance in that? It's only like 400 calories.
Now let me get to that. This is why they want to remove it. Okay.
Like, could you imagine having that and then going to PE?
Oh my God, you throw up.
I'm saying like it's not going to do anything for you. It's just crackers,
it'll give you energy
cheese,
for like
and bologna.
a half hour.
That's what I'm saying.
But okay, so an advocacy group, Consumer Reports, is urging the federal government to remove Lunchables from the National Free and Reduced Price School Lunch Program after analysis found high amounts of sodium and elevated levels of heavy metals. Now, I understand the sodium thing, because have you ever looked at the back of a fucking Lunchable?
Oh, hang on a second. Did you say metal?
Heavy metals, yeah.
The same thing is happening right now with Himalayan salt.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to look that up later.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you look at like a back of a Lunchable, if you turn it around and actually look at the nutrition facts instead of just shoving it in your app right away, the sodium content on that is astronomical. Like, you thought ramen noodles were bad, this is worse, right?
I feel like it's
obviously this is still better than for you, but I mean,
if you couldn't afford a hot lunch, they just give you a Uncrustable in a milk carton.
You got an Uncrustable?
If you couldn't afford to buy the hot lunch, yeah.
My guy, when you couldn't afford to buy a lunch at my school, they gave you a hamburger bun with 3 cheese slices and said, "Here you go."
What the hell?
That's not even a joke.
What the hell?
You know how many times I had to eat that?
You look at that and you go, "I'll throw it in the microwave."
You know how many fucking times I had to eat? No, you weren't allowed to.
What?
Because if it melted and got on the fucking microwave, you had to clean it up.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Put it on a plate then.
anyways.
Give me a napkin or something.
They gave it to you in, I think it was like cellophane.
Oh. Like saran wrap?
Yeah.
But so these things are pre-made.
The cheese sandwiches?
Did they do that themselves? They made it in this saran? Oh.
They just took 3 American cheese slices that they bought in bulk from Cisco or some fucking place, and they put it on a hamburger bun and said, "Here you go."
Wow.
Now I will say I ate those a lot, right? But I started eating them so much that the lunch lady started giving me 2. And she would put 4 slices on each one. So here you go, dear.
You're my favorite customer.
My favorite customer. That's a reference if someone gets that. That's awesome. All right, let's continue. Ryan Ronholm, Director of Food Policy at Consumer Reports, said the meal kits aren't healthy for children and called on the U.S. Department of Agriculture to toss the brand from its national school lunch program. In quotations, the Lunchables and similar lunch kits we tested contain concerning levels of sodium and harmful chemicals that can lead to serious health problems over time. I would love to know what those are.
I almost thought you were going to say they were going to ban them from being sold.
Wouldn't that be nuts?
That's why I'm like, okay, so the brand that makes Lunchables, it's not
Oscar Mayer.
I was gonna say it's not Kraft. They probably go bankrupt or something. Like, I think they're only sold here in the United States specifically for that reason.
I don't know that.
Other countries,
for sure, but
I'm sure you know this already. Other countries aren't as obese as us.
Oh yeah, you don't say. I mean, look at me. All right, continue. The USDA should remove Lunchables from the National School Lunch Program to ensure that kids in school have healthier options.
Okay.
So let's go down here. So the Lunchables described in the article would need to be paired with, this is in quotes, Describing the article would need to be paired with fruit, vegetables, and milk, the spokesperson said. In addition, a school who wanted to serve a higher sodium product one day has to balance that with lower sodium items on others.
What school did they do this study on?
I would love to know, because it doesn't say.
Because doesn't the school have to give you? I mean, they don't have to. You don't have to accept it.
Here we go. Found it. Okay. Consumer Reports also found that Lunchables made to be distributed in schools, which have whole grains in the crackers and additional protein, contain more sodium than those found in stores. So this is their big gripe, is that there's more sodium in the ones for school than there is in store ones.
Oh, okay, that's weird then. So it's like the school's own brand of Lunchables?
Well, no, it's Lunchable brand, but what I'm going to guess happens is, because it says additional protein, so what I'm going to guess is that they give you more of the, cookie cutter fucking circle turkey saucer.
Yeah.
And it just adds more sodium on top of it because there's already, fucking sodium in it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Lunchables, but...
I love them too. I just eat the mini pizza ones.
Oh, do you warm it up?
Nope.
See... Why?
I'm not fighting with you about Lunchables right now, okay? We're going to talk about this article.
Don't you heat it up?
Listen, the turkey and cheese variety in schools. Can I read the article, please? I'm trying to educate the people. The turkey and cheese variety in schools has 930 milligrams of sodium compared to the 740 milligram found in commercially available kits. For schools, the pizza variety has 700 milligrams of sodium, while the option sold in stores has 510 milligrams. That means the turkey and cheese option has nearly half the sodium of the federal daily suggested amount. My God.
When you edit this, you're going to see me yawn 15 times in a row. I'm not even joking.
You're a tired man. It's okay. While the pizza selection has 30% of the recommended daily sodium amount and more than 50% of California's limit for cadmium. Never heard of that. What is that? Cadmium.
Sounds harmful. Let me look it up.
Kind of does. Yeah, I'm going to search that.
What'd you say it's?
Cadmium. A soft, malleable, blush white metal found in zinc ores.
Oh!
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of fucked.
That shouldn't be in our stomach.
No, it shouldn't.
You're telling me there was people...
My lord.
Thousands of years ago fighting for their food, and we're eating metal.
No, wild.
Evolution is a bitch. A fickle bitch.
Now, okay. The group tested 12 meal kits in total, including Lunchables and other brands, and found that at least one type of phthalate, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna guess that's another metal.
Probably.
Hold on. Phthalates are a group of chemicals used to make plastics more durable. Great. Okay, so we're eating plastic too. So there's at least one type of those in every kit except the extra cheesy pizza variety. Hey, guess what? That's the one I eat, so I don't want to hear it.
Oh boy. Maybe if you heat it up.
Okay. Shut your mouth. Oh, I was wrong. Wait. Is Oscar Mayer also own Kraft?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Look that up for me real quick while I read this.
Okay.
In a statement, a spokesperson from Kraft Heinz, which makes Lunchables, said that all of its products meet strict safety standards and that lead and cadmium occur naturally in the environment and may show up in food at low levels. In quotes, "We are proud of Lunchables and stand by the quality and integrity that goes into making them." Kraft Heinz also improved the nutritional benefits of Lunchables recently by adding fresh fruit and reducing the sodium found in its crackers. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was wild that schools were serving Lunchables, let alone that there was fucking metal and plastic and shit in them.
Are you ready?
I shouldn't be surprised.
I have an answer for you.
All right, give me that answer.
The Oscar Mayer Company is an American meat and cold cut production company owned by the American food company Kraft Heinz. It is known for its hot dogs, bologna, bacon, ham, and Lunchable products.
I thought they were two different companies. I did not know that one was bought by the other. That's crazy.
Idea.
All right. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. So for instance, if you live somewhere where your kid's going to school or you're going to school and you have Lunchables as an option from the school, don't eat it unless you want to have like kidney stones and shit and have a stroke from sodium. All right, Trey, hit me with the topic.
I got a joke of the day for you.
All right, hit me with that joke of the day.
It's going to be a real quick one. Are you sure you're ready?
I'm always ready.
5 out of 6 people agree that Russian roulette is safe.
God damn it.
That's a good one.
I knew you were going to hit me with some stupid shit again.
That's a good one.
Fuck. All right. Hit me with a real topic now.
Moving on. Okay. If any of you listen to this podcast and are local, and you know that you're local to us, ZZ Top and Leonard Skinner is going to be performing at the Vibrant Arena in Moline, Illinois. That's close to home for me, not so much for Derek. And just that wasn't the main topic. The main topic was tomorrow. Leonard Skinner is going to be. I don't know if you know this, Derek. They produce their own whiskey.
Who fucking doesn't nowadays?
Called Hell House Whiskey. And they're going to be at South Central Store in Moline, selling their whiskey bottles they're signing their whiskey bottles, and they're going to give it to you. Like,
who
you have to pay for
who
it.
from Leonard Skinner is going to be there signing it? They're all dead. Who is doing this?
Johnny Van Zant and Ricky Medlock. I don't know who either of them are.
I'm gonna look. Surviving members.
I have to
God, I'm typing so slow today. Current lineup, no. Are there any religious? No surviving founding members.
Okay, so I wonder if it's their brothers or something.
It's gotta be. That is...
Or children, I don't know.
That is wild.
You ready for the next one?
Yeah. So wait, no, I'm not. I don't want to get off that yet. So I'm gonna guess it's whoever runs the Leonard Skinner estate is the one that. Oh, Gary actually died last year. Did you know that?
No. So who's Johnny Van Zant? Oh,
the last surviving member of Leonard Skinner died at the age of 71 last year on March 6th. Huh.
Wait, what? When did
Gary
when did the
Rossington?
plane crash happen?
Fuck, like 75 or something.
Okay.
Like
So Johnny Van Zant, he is the current lead vocalist for Leonard Skinner, and he's
77.
and he's the younger brother of Leonard Skinner, co-founder and lead vocalist Ronnie Van Zant.
Now I know that he's been the lead guy for since they died. I know that, but
So now who's Ricky Medlock?
just some probably random guy they hired.
Who is that?
Oh, here's a little factoid, Trey, that you'll like.
Oh, he used to play drums for Leonard Skinner, but he wasn't there when the plane crashed.
Oh, gotcha. So here's a little tidbit for you.
Okay.
One other band that had already rejected the plane before Leonard Skinner went on it. It was later revealed that Aerosmith turned it down after seeing the pilots drinking Jack Daniels during an inspection.
Ha! Ha!
Wow. So in an alternate universe, Aerosmith died in a plane crash. That's fucked.
That is some Buddy Holly deja vu shit right there.
Yeah, you told me once before. Who was supposed to be on Buddy Holly's plane?
It was some other. Hang on, we're gonna look this up. You don't know how often I look up this Buddy Holly incident because I can't imagine how scary that'd be, especially in 19.
I love that you love that story.
It was like 1959. Who didn't get on the plane?
Love that story. I love it so much. It's like your little trait.
Okay. On this day, Richardson had convinced band member Waylon Jennings to give up his seat.
Waylon Jennings.
And
That's crazy.
Richie Valens secured a seat on the plane by winning a coin toss.
Oh. What? That is the most unluckiest coin toss I've ever heard of in my life.
The plane crashed in Mason City. I drove past. I didn't actually see the crash site, but I drove past the city that it happened in once. Mason City, Iowa. Only like 15 minutes after taking off.
That's ridiculous.
The day the music died, February 3rd, 1959.
Okay, so you have Buddy Holly, right?
Yeah.
I have Stevie Ray Vaughan. You know who Stevie Ray Vaughan is, right?
I don't.
You know who Stevie Ray Vaughan is?
No.
One of the best blues guitarists of our parents' generation.
Oh.
So, anyways, he made a lot of big hits like Pride and Joy, shit like that. Anyways, he was performing at the Alpine Valley Center in Wisconsin, which is a place that my family and I frequent a lot. And he got onto his helicopter after the show, and it crashed right outside of the Alpine Valley Center.
Okay.
So, whenever you're driving to Milwaukee, from where I live, you drive past it every single time.
Oh.
And it's kind of wild because Stevie Ray Vaughan, when I was a child, was my favorite musician. And then to know later on when I got older that he died in Wisconsin, it kind of fucked me up a little bit. Hold on. If you'd like to know what happened to him, it banked sharply into the left and crashed into the side of a 300-foot ski slope, about 0.6 miles from takeoff.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing that. So there seems to be a pattern going on here.
He was 35.
I think Buddy Holly was he our age?
No, there's no way. Look.
Yeah, he died at 22.
Holy fuck, he was 22?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. I'm older than Buddy Holly. You're older than Buddy Holly. That's crazy.
Yeah, so have you ever seen what the crash site looks like for Buddy Holly?
I'm looking at it right now.
It's just a cornfield, right? And there's just a big there's this big display of his glasses.
Oh.
That's all it is. And you walk down this field lane, and that's where they crashed at. You'll see there's a little record gravestone.
Okay, so you're talking about what it looks like now.
Yeah, no, the newspaper
I'm
article
looking at
is
the plane.
fucked up.
Yeah, I'm looking at the plane.
I wonder if there's an
now.
autopsy.
I'm sure, but we're not gonna look at that right now.
No, I'm not gonna look at that right now. But
So, anyways.
so basically, so like what you said about them crashing into the ski slope, you're looking at the picture. It basically just it was snowy, a cold February snowy night, and the plane just kind of went straight down into the ground, and they thought they were flying through the sky because it was that snowy.
That is the scariest thing I've ever been. So for everyone listening, I am deathly afraid of airplanes.
And that's
so
a small plane.
To hear the story scares the absolute shit out of me.
I'm gonna look up how fast that plane was going.
Probably not that fast, considering it's just a small little plane. Richie Valens and the Big Bopper.
And they made a movie about that too.
They made a movie where they show the plane crash?
No, I don't think so, but I think there's a movie called The Day the Music Died, and I think there's also a movie about specifically Richie Valens. And that could be the same movie, I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
Oh! Outside lay the bodies of 3 young men who had been thrown from the plane at more than 100 miles an hour.
Fuck.
They had all been killed on impact, their bodies broken, their heads smashed open.
That is revolting. Holy fuck.
Anyways.
I'm so sorry, Buddy Holly,
We-
and Bopper, and Richie.
We were off topic here. We were talking about Leonard Skinner plane crash.
So anyways, like I was saying, so his brother, the main guy, and I'm gonna guess the estate of Leonard Skinner, the band, decided that they were going to profit off the name and make a whiskey out of it. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I don't know how long they've been making the whiskey. I'm just saying they've been making. Tomorrow before their show, they're going to some alcohol store in Moline, signing bottles of their whiskey to give to people who line up to get it.
What the fuck is that worth? Hold on. Leonard Skinner introduced Hell House in July of 2023.
Oh. Okay.
This American whiskey pays homage to the iconic cabin where the band crafted numerous legendary songs. Leonard Skinner taking Hell House whiskey into Tennessee. Ooh, maybe I'll have to go.
Everything sounded good until I read what the whiskey was supposed to taste like.
What was it supposed to taste like?
It was all sorts of stuff. It was too much.
It's made by Bespoken Spirits. Alright, cool. They don't make a whole lot of things I like. So that's cool. Anyways, so to keep it rolling here, you said you had something else you wanted to talk about.
Yes. Okay. This day in history.
Oh, they make Maker's Mark. Fuck that. That shit tastes disgusting. This day in history, okay.
I've always wanted to try Maker's Mark.
It's disgusting. If you like unleaded gasoline, go ahead and try it. It's disgusting. Some people swear by it. I think it's revolting.
Oh, this first article is kind of cool. On this day in history, launch of the first space shuttle.
Today?
On this day, 1981, NASA launched the first space shuttle, Columbia, which was designed to orbit Earth, transport people and cargo to and from orbiting spacecraft, and glide to a runway landing on its return.
How was that the first space shuttle in history? What's the fucking moon?
On this day in history, American author Tom Clancy was born in 1947.
That's cool. Happy birthday, Tom.
He's dead.
I know he's gone, but I know he's dead. But happy birthday, Tom. You wrote a lot of actually. Okay, I'm not gonna go run and get it, but I have the original Rainbow Six book.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
It's like 900 fucking pages thick. It's huge.
And Herbie Hancock was born.
Wow, haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't either.
You want to hear something big? Two really big things. On this day in history, what's today? The 12th, right? Yeah. April 12th of 1861, the Civil War began.
Jesus.
And in 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. is jailed in Birmingham.
Oh.
And the reason I say that is because when you were in school, did they make you read the letter that he wrote when he was jailed in Birmingham?
I think so.
Not a lot of writing moves me very much. When I read that in high school, it impacted me so much. That shit was crazy to read. I'm not gonna read it on the show because that'd be kind of weird, but yeah, it's one of my favorite pieces of scripture. Not scripture because that's the Bible, but writing. Anyways, continue.
And on this day, Franklin D. Roosevelt died today in 1945.
Damn, a lot of things happened today. What the fuck?
Yeah. You don't hear about it often either.
What? Teddy Roosevelt died? I'd hope not.
No, just like stuff like that you don't hear about often, like on this day.
I get you. Yeah.
1961, like you just had mentioned about the Civil War. Fort Sumter, one of a few military installations in the South, still in federal hands, came under fire from the Confederate guns in Charleston, South Carolina, thus initiating the Civil War.
That's crazy. So that's okay. I guess that's something that I never thought about until right when you said that. I don't think the school ever taught me how the Civil War actually started. I think everyone just always talks about it, but no one ever tells you how it starts.
Yeah. Oh, this is kind of cool. You'll like this one. In 1606, the Union flag, precursor to the Union Jack, was adopted as the national flag of Great Britain.
That's today?
Yeah.
Wild.
In 1606.
That is wild. That's one of my favorite flags, too. Do you have a favorite flag?
I used to.
That's a very nerdy question.
I used to. Yeah, USA, brother.
Flags. I have 3 favorite flags, and USA is not one of them. I'm sorry. My top one is Australia.
What's Australia's?
Look it up.
Oh my God, I cannot fit it into one picture.
Huh?
Is Australia the one with the stars?
Yeah.
Okay. The stars and the Union Jack?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my favorite one. My second favorite one is Japan, and then my third one is UK.
Oh, okay.
I love Japan's flag. It's so simple, but it looks so cool. Oh, I think my mouse just died. No, it didn't.
What the?
So, was there a big topic that you had not gotten to yet that you wanted to speak on?
I believe so.
Okay, hit me with it.
Oh, we got a Florida Man.
Oh yes, the iconic Florida Man series back again.
This also Walter Grimes Still nothing in the news about him.
Man, they're never gonna catch that man.
He just went into hiding. They're gonna make a fucking book about him, don't you know?
Well, he is a homeless man, right?
Yeah.
So maybe he just like
he straight up
went across country.
Yeah, just straight up went back to being homeless in California.
You probably won't remember when I ask you, anyways. Did he end up stealing the Xbox back?
No, I don't think so. Remember, he just kind of asked for it, and his friend was like, "Dude, what?" And you got slashed with a katana.
Okay, I didn't know if in the katana slashing he stole the Xbox and dipped, but so yeah, maybe he knew he was gonna be wanted, so he just booked town and he's like in Nebraska or something, showing out as a homeless guy. We'll never know.
This Florida
Walter
man.
Grimes, if you're out there and you have a phone, hit us up. We'd love to have an interview.
He's a guest.
I would love to have him on as a guest. Are you kidding me? Walter
I
Grimes?
wish we could
Yes,
have
sir.
guests, and I would say I'd just let it be anyone that watches our show, but
You can't trust people.
that's what I'm saying. They'd get on the show and just start screaming obscenities, and we're like, okay, kick him from the Discord. Kick him, kick him, kick him, kick him.
Like, I know our show's pre-recorded, so we would have a barrier.
Yeah,
to where
we'd be able to
wouldn't
edit it out, but it's like, are you serious?
But we would end up setting up the episode, right? And that would be our entire schedule for the recording that day. And then they'd get in there, do that, and then me and Trey would go, "What the fuck? What are we supposed to do for an episode this week?" And then we would just ramble and ramble and ramble like we kind of are today, but that's okay because we're having fun with it. So anyways,
okay. You're going to laugh. I'm just going to tell you the headline. You're going to laugh.
okay.
You might even remember. You might even know about it already, because apparently it's
Okay.
it's kind of a doozy. Florida man hits dad with pizza after finding out he helped him deliver at birth. He helped deliver him at birth.
Hold on, read that one more time. I want to make sure I got that right.
Florida man hits dad with pizza after finding out he helped deliver him at birth.
Okay, read it to me.
That's a what?
That is the ultimate fuck you. What do you mean
A
that
Florida man became enraged for some reason when he found out his dad helped deliver. This is the actual article. I am verbatim.
Okay.
Helped deliver him at birth. He is in jail after hitting his father with a pizza, authorities said. Robert Houston, 33, was arrested for domestic battery and booked into the county jail on Thursday, according to a news release. This was in 2019.
This is the most. I'm gonna say this every time we talk about Florida, but this is the most Florida thing I've ever heard of in my life.
The Pasco County Sheriff's Office said deputies were called to a home in Holiday and found a slice of pizza on a chair and cheese sauce all over the area. Houston's father told deputies he was walking his dog as his son was on the front porch waiting for pizza delivery. When the father returned home, Houston shoved the pizza in his face and held him down on a chair and started yelling at him, according to an arrest post.
You did what? You did what? You took me out of that vagina.
The victim
You're a
began
monster.
The victim began to flail around, trying to get the defendant off him, at which point the defendant went outside and awaited law enforcement.
The cheese sauce burns. Get it off. Get it off.
Oh my god. I think it was Domino's or Pizza Hut.
It's 100% some local chain.
100%. Two other family members corroborated. What? Corroborated? I've never seen this word.
Corroborated, yes.
Corroborated his father's claims, authorities said. It's still unclear why this news set Houston off. Deputies arrived to find Houston outside of the home. He walked up to me and turned around, putting his hands behind his back. He said, saying he knows I'm going to take him to jail, a deputy wrote in the report. Houston was transported to the Land O'Lakes Detention Center, where he's being held on a $150 bond.
He's from where the butter comes from.
Land O'Lakes. Oh god, not the mugshot.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine being a dad of a young man, and you come home and you say, "Hey son, what's going on?" He just slams a pizza in your face like Squidward does in that fucking
Hey,
episode.
did you get that pizza?
Hit him like you know that game that was popular a few years ago where you wind the whipped cream hand back and you pass it back and forth or whatever, and then eventually you get hit in the face.
Probably made by Hasbro or Mattel or some shit.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about.
It just has whipped cream on it, on the hand.
That's exactly what happened to this dude. The fucking cheese went everywhere. His face is scalding. God, get it off, get it off. Dude sitting there, fucking has one hand on his shirt, another hand beating his face. You motherfucker! You shouldn't have touched me like that when I was a young boy. Getting all crazy. What a man. You know, every time we talk about Florida, I'll tell you right now. Were you okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, that was me.
Something.
I fainted.
A pizza got thrown in his face. Whenever we talk about Florida, it always reminds me that I'm smarter than someone else.
This is true. We
me
have more IQ than Florida.
God, that is just a cesspool of dumb people. That is crazy. No wonder they get malaria in pools.
Huh.
Fuckers don't know how to clean them. They probably throw pizza in them for the fucking mosquitoes to eat.
Said, oh, feed the mosquitoes. They won't eat us. The mosquitoes
That's honestly
think it's blood, and they're just slurping up marinara.
Slurping it up, yeah.
Tomato sauce.
That is crazy. I honestly can't believe some dude actually threw a pizza in someone's face because of that reason. That is ridiculous. Have you ever asked your mom if your dad helped you get delivered?
No, but now that I
haven't
want
either.
To.
I kind of do too. I kind of want to text my mom right now. She's probably asleep. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. She's probably asleep. I'll ask her tomorrow when I see her.
I don't know. I'm assuming. I don't know. For all I know, my family's a little weird sometimes. For all I know, my dad's sat out in the waiting room.
Is he here yet?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyways.
Oh, fuck.
Man sits on toilet for 116 hours to set new Guinness record.
I knew you were coming in here with a stupid world record, but I didn't know it was going to be that.
This is also from 2019.
My lord. 2019 was a great year.
It was a great year. A Belgian man spent 116 consecutive hours sitting on a toilet in a local bar in a bid to set a new Guinness World Record.
Okay, hold on before you continue. Did he have to get his legs amputated?
No.
Okay, the reason I asked that is, have you ever sat on the toilet for more than a half hour?
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going with this.
So.
Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, yeah, you're gonna get the details here in a second.
Okay.
It's not as crazy as you think.
Okay.
Jimmy Dufresne sat on the toilet, which was not hooked up to any plumbing, in the main room of a bar in Ostend. He said Guinness does not yet have a record for longest time sitting on a toilet, but he was able to best an unofficial record of 100 hours. The record seeker's goal had been 165 hours, but he said he was forced to stop at 116 when lack of sleep started to catch up with him. He was allowed.
Couldn't sleep sitting up?
Huh?
You couldn't sleep sitting up on the toilet?
He was allowed 5-minute breaks every hour to stretch and use a real toilet.
Dude, do you know how bad his legs were having TV static run down him every time he got up?
Evidence
just
from
to
the
go
attempt is now being
renumb them?
submitted to Guinness for official recognition. Yeah, that's why I selected this. This was wild.
That is so wild. I hate sitting on a toilet for more than 10 minutes, let alone 116 hours. That is like torture.
This looks like a local Florida bar, and he's just sitting there on a toilet that isn't hooked up to anything in the middle of a bar on his phone.
Does he at least have his pants on?
Yeah, he's just wearing like athletic shorts.
Does he have his legs spread?
No.
This is an important question.
Oh, like man spreading?
Yes.
Yeah, he's just sitting there bent over on his phone.
Okay, because the reason I asked that is I have a feeling that if you spread yourself out on a toilet, like your legs, that they won't go numb as fast.
Whoops. Sorry if you hear that audio.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But if he's sitting there like a normal toilet, that dude is not gonna have feeling in his legs for like the next hour after he gets It's only 116 hours, so he's probably not gonna feel his legs for like a day. That is ridiculous. 116. So did he get the? Did you just send me a video of it?
Yeah, that's the thumbnail I'm talking about.
Oh my. Wait, so people are just sitting here watching him?
I think they're just in the bar just doing whatever, and then they're just like, oh, what are you doing? He's like, oh, trying to break a world record.
Oh wow, cool. Good luck. Hazer Bill walks out.
But yeah.
That's gotta be the most boring world record of all time.
Oh, and then I got 2 stories for you.
Alright, hit me with them, we'll talk about Fallout.
Alright. This is gonna sound like a stand-up comedy intro. When I was in middle school, I was able to convince a teacher to call me TJ for almost months, for a few months.
This is when the crowd goes, whoa!
Yeah, they
It's
all
like
start
your
laughing.
Stand-up story, yeah.
So, if you guys don't know, my middle name is James. So, Trey James. There was a point in my life, and I still kind of feel this way every now and then. For me, being the typical white boy that I am, I don't have a typical white boy name. So, my mom claims the name Trey means 3 sons.
Does it?
I don't know where she found this out.
Keep telling your story.
Yeah, I don't know where she found this out. Anyways, it means 3 sons. My middle name is James. And at some point I was like, what could people call me? Could they call me Trey J? And I'm like, nope, that's even worse. What about Trey James? No, that sounds like a R&B artist.
Okay, I got it for you. Trey is a masculine name of British origin that, despite being only 4 letters, is rich with history and meaning. The meaning 3 in quotations.
Oh, okay.
The name Trey was once a nickname for the 3rd generation child.
What in the hell how did my mom even know this?
And I'll tell you how. Because
there was no one else that I know who is named my name spelled the same way. That I know.
Back in the day, there used to be, the popular thing to do was to go buy baby name books, and then you read about the name, and then you choose a name for your baby.
Okay.
That's how my mom got Derek.
Okay.
Which I don't even know what Derek means. Here, I'll look it up. What does Derek mean? So yeah, she probably read that and was like, "Oh, that's cool." Here, in English baby names, the meaning of the name Derek is gifted ruler.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyways.
Kind of true. I mean, you take the reins on the podcast.
Yeah, what's up? Anyways.
So I was like, okay, just my first 2 initials, TJ. That doesn't sound too bad. I like that better than just someone calling me Trey. So, I think when we started 7th or 8th grade, a teacher called out my name for roll call, Trey, and I said, actually, I prefer to be called TJ. And they're like, oh, okay, no problem. So then a few months go by, she's still calling me that, but every now and then, whenever she'd be,
So you walk into class, she's like, "What's up, TJ?"
Whenever this teacher would call out my name for something, I would just sit there doing whatever we've been doing, and then like someone like Bryson, for example, he'd be like, "Hey, she's talking to you." I'm like, "Huh? Oh yeah, that's right."
So everyone else was not in on it. So whenever she'd say TJ, did everyone just go, who's TJ?
Yeah. Except like people who actually knew that I was doing this.
Okay.
So then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I told her to refer to me as that. But then eventually I was like, yeah, you can stop calling me that because it's not working out. And then another story. Now I was cleaning out the garbage to my work truck yesterday, and I was throwing all the bottles that I have in the garbage can away. And there's this one. I was like, oh man, the garbage can's kind of heavy. It's a small little it's like a waste bin. It's not very big. It's not big at all. Like the size of my arm.
Okay.
So throwing it out. I'm like, oh, it's kind of heavy. Every bottle in this waste bin was empty except for this one, and it's because someone had the truck the day before I did, and they had their bottle in there they're thrown away. And I was like, oh, maybe it's one of my coworkers likes to pour his energy drinks into a Gatorade bottle, so that it doesn't spill.
Oh,
it's sitting
okay.
there in
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I've done that a couple times, and so I'm like, oh, I wonder what kind of energy drink he had in there. I pull the bottle out of the trash can, I hold it up to my face, I look at it for a second, and I kind of go, oh, not an energy drink, and I just fucking toss it in the garbage.
Oh.
It was not piss.
Oh, okay.
I didn't open the cap or anything. I just looked at it and said, oh, there's definitely something wrong with this. It looked like fucking pond water. It was like yellow tinted.
Huh? Was it chew?
No, it was just like it wasn't black. It just looked like clear-ish water with like microbes floating around, dude. I was like, what the fuck did he put in this?
It's probably just really old.
I don't know.
That's kind of what you should ask him. Do you know who does it?
I think so, but I don't know how to approach him and say
hey,
that, because there was like little dots, like the small and big dots, just floating around inside there. I'm like, one, he never cleaned out the inside of this bottle. Two, I don't know what he would have done with this. Why does it look like that?
Just be like, hey man, so I found your Gatorade bottle and there was like pond water in it. Do you want to explain yourself?
I don't know. I'll have to.
Like,
I might
drink pond water.
I might. Yeah, that's what I was like. That's why I snapped you. Like, hey, I got this funny story about someone drinking pond water at work.
I didn't know that's what you actually meant.
Yeah,
I thought you were just being funny.
I don't know what the fuck was in there, because I almost was like, if it was like just some leftover energy drink that he left in there, I thought about drinking it myself.
Ew.
Good thing I didn't.
Ew. Don't drink someone
Well,
else's.
it wouldn't have been that old. It would have been less than 24 hours old.
That's not the point. That's not the point at all. It's the fact you're drinking someone else's drink that they were drinking out of.
I mean, fair enough, but when
That's gross.
people have also just like handed me a vape to try sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, and then afterwards I'm like, oh, why'd I do that?
Their cootie germs are on it. Ew,
I don't.
gross. But speaking of drinking pond water, do you want to talk about Fallout before we end the show?
Yeah.
Okay, so I say, do you want to talk about Fallout? I'm not going to talk a lot about it, other than I'm just going to gush over it. Is that okay?
You're gonna gush about it?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I'm doing too. But spoilers ahead, I guess.
For episode 1.
Yes.
Me and Trey talked about it, and every week until we're gonna watch one episode a week together. Well, not together, but we're keeping the same loop.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Until the end of the season. So for the next 8 weeks, we're gonna talk about Fallout at the end of the show. So if you don't care about it, thank you for watching. We'll talk to you later. So anyways, so Fallout, a game series that me and Trey really like, got a show on Amazon Prime. I was very scared because Amazon made it, and I don't know if anyone else knows this. I'm sure you do. Amazon does not have a great track record of making good shows. They have this problem where they make shows that have a ridiculous high budget and just falls flat every time. So when I saw this get announced back in, what was it, January?
I don't know. I don't remember. Probably longer than that.
Probably longer than that. When I first saw the trailer of it, I was like, I love this series, please don't make it bad, right? I was very scared.
Yeah.
And then I watched it finally today. It came out yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I finally watched the first episode today as soon as I got home from work. And I gotta say, Amazon, I know you're not the actual ones that made it. I'm pretty sure Bethesda did a lot of the work themselves. But whoever choreographed all the fights and the set designer, everything, you're amazing. You need a raise.
Perfect. Down to the last minute details.
Dare I say it runs the line of Last of Us quality.
That's what everyone else was saying too. Like, everyone was saying it's awesome. It's fantastic. It's just as good, if not better, than Last of Us. Like, it's up there. And yeah, personally, I like this more than Last of Us, just because I see that as more of a you and Emily thing.
The Last of Us is definitely a me thing.
Yeah, because don't get me wrong, I like the show and I like the
series.
I like the show and I like the game, but I don't know, something about Fallout. I don't know. I like the game and the show for The Last of Us. I know I keep repeating myself. I'm not trying to. The Last of Us game. So obviously, the show was made after the game, both seasons 1 and 2. And I just only recently played season 2, so everything is still kind of fresh in my mind. So I'm obviously excited for when season 2 comes out for The Last of Us. However, I will say I wish Derek will argue with me on this, but I wish there was a different cast. That's my only thing.
Yeah, see, I don't want to fight with Trey, so I'm just gonna let that one slide. However,
Lucy.
the Fallout show.
Yeah.
Lucy, great leading role. I think she plays it very, very well. I'm pretty sure she's an Alita Battle Angel.
She's not the main character, if that's what you're saying.
An Alita?
No. That is not her.
It looks just like her. And you can't tell me I'm wrong.
It's the eyes. I know what she's in. She's in a bunch of stuff that I used to watch.
Oh, she's in... Well, for one thing, she's in Kick-Ass 2, which I've watched. And the only other
She's,
thing I think
do
I've
you remember...
watched-
Okay, so you've seen Kick-Ass 2. Do you remember when Cindy... Is that what her name is? Cindy? What the fuck's her name? Mindy. When Mindy has to go to that preppy girl's house. And there's those two girls upstairs. She was one of those girls. That's the first. That's like one of the first things we ever saw her in. So and now she's a leading role in Fallout. That is awesome.
It is awesome. So yeah, Kick-Ass 2, and then the only other thing I have seen her in is League of Legends Arcane, which is on Netflix.
Oh.
Which she is still currently in.
Oh.
So she is dominating the video game adaptation market right now.
That's true.
So
I wonder if she herself likes Fallout.
I'm sure she's never played it.
That's so sad. I mean, it's okay.
You
Maybe.
say
Oh well, now
that,
hang
but,
on.
like-
Maybe it's better that way.
Yeah.
Because I want to say they did the same thing with Bella Ramsey for The Last of Us. No, she did play it. She played hours of it to understand.
She ended up playing it with
Pedro.
What the fuck's his name? Yeah, Pedro.
I want to say they played hours of it to better understand their characters.
Yeah. But they also did tell them not to act just like them.
Yeah.
So what makes Fallout the show so good to me,
dude,
is that
goosebumps, bro. Goosebumps.
From what?
When the Brotherhood of Steel were all walking out of their VTOLs.
I know, right? I was showing them because Emily wanted to watch it with me, right?
Yeah, I was kind of explaining it. I was probably annoying Morgan, and I kind of felt bad, but I was definitely explaining everything to Morgan.
I was explaining it, but Emily was like wanting to know, right? Like she was asking me a whole bunch of questions. Like, all right, we're just gonna pause it. We're gonna sit down for like 5 minutes. I'm gonna explain to you a very brief summary of everything that's going on, right?
Yeah.
However, what was I gonna say? Oh, what makes the show so great for me, besides it looking just like the game, is that unlike The Last of Us, where the show is just the first game again, which is fine because it's my favorite game of all time.
The first game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The first Last of Us. It's my favorite game of all time. That's what the show is, so I'm cool with that. However, Fallout, what's so great about Fallout is every game, and then now show, is a different story from a different vault.
Different vault every time, yeah.
So, regardless of how they would have wrote the script, I mean, obviously it could have been bad, right? But they did a good job with it, because I'm pretty sure Todd Howard helped with it. Regardless of how the story would play out, with the setting that they had made, with all the looked like practical effects. I hope it was, because it was crazy. Everything that they put into the show budget-wise, it could have been the worst script ever, and I probably still would have liked it because it's just eye candy to me because of how good it looks to the game's persona of everything. All the way down to fucking pop bottles, dude. Like, that is nuts. That is fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, they had Nuka-Cola. I'm like, oh, Nuka-Cola.
And then you look at it. I don't know if you've seen it in the fridge. Fucking identical. It's like, how the fuck did you do that?
What was it? Oh, in the Nuka-Cola?
Yeah, in like the fridge.
Oh yeah, the Nuka-Cola for the special fridge that they set up. Yeah.
Yeah. Identical. It's like, what the fuck?
I was geeking out when the kids were all sitting around during the birthday party, and it was like Sugar Bombs presents Grognak the Barbarian. I'm like, yeah, I'm already loving the references.
Yeah, I remember Emily asking me, because I said Sugar Bombs, baby, and she said, what's that? I said, it's just something that you can pick up in the game. She's like, oh, okay.
And then Grognak the Barbarian was the comic book collectibles. I
will say Emily almost cried at the beginning.
Huh?
I said Emily almost cried at the beginning.
Why?
I will say that. When the kid's like, because they see the bomb go off, and the kid's like, is it my thumb or yours? And she went, When it's fine, it's fine. Just how this game, it's how
I
it's how it
started
always
going
plays out.
insane when there was fucking 5 more dropped.
That's when I started pointing at the TV, and I was just like, boom, 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 and they started following my finger, and I was like, yep, I knew exactly how this was gonna go.
What else? Oh yeah, when Lucy got stabbed, and she goes to the bathroom and grabs a stim pack. She didn't even open the box yet. I said it's gonna be a stim pack. Yeah. And then I started laughing because she just stabs herself with it, and that quote unquote heals her. And Morgan's like, what? I'm like, in the game, that's just something that heals you, but it's crazy that in the show they're really just gonna roll with it like that, which is fine. I just thought it was funny.
Well, like you've seen that she still had to staple it and shit. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
I explained to Emily that it basically just numbs the wound, and it also stops blood from coming out. And she's like, oh, that's cool.
What I forget what those, it's like a drug. When that one raider uses the inhaler, what's that called?
I was trying to figure that out because I was trying to tell Emily what it does, and I can't remember.
It's like a drug. It's basically like adrenaline to them.
Fallout and is it called? It's not Buff Out. It's
Buff Out's to get unaddicted to stuff.
Yeah. It's a jet inhaler. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, jet inhaler.
What's it supposed to do?
It kind of just gives you like steroids.
Highly addictive chem, commonly found throughout the wasteland, is extracted from Brahmin during fumes and commonly administered via an inhaler.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just called jet. It's just like meth.
Oh, okay.
And Mentats is something like cocaine or ecstasy.
So I actually had a question for you because I wasn't for sure. Was Vault 33, is that on the Santa Monica beach?
Yeah, it was on the Santa Monica beach, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Now, I don't know in lore-wise games, is Vault 33 even mentioned?
I don't think so.
Because I know every vault has lore to it. But...
Sorry, I don't mean to jump.
You're fine.
At the beginning, when Norm walks into the other vault that was visiting them, like, that's connected to them, at first, when he sees a body sitting in a chair, but I'm like, that's a synth. That's not an actual person.
I thought the same thing, but I thought it was just a decomposed guy.
It could have been, but the way the light hit it, I thought it was a synth. So then I'm like, okay, so these aren't actual vault dwellers.
Well, I don't
think
since they're in the show yet. Like I don't think they're in this season.
Right, okay. And then the guy that she got married to, he's walking around the room naked, and then he's standing there making a drink or something. And that's when I really thought it was like a synth thing going on, because he had scars all over his body.
Oh, see, me and you thought completely different things. As soon as I seen the scars, I looked at Emily, I said, they're raiders.
Yeah.
She said, what? I said, just watch.
Okay. But yeah, that's what I was like. And then everything just went fucking crazy. The gore was cool.
Yeah, no, it looked really good. It looked like a Tarantino film.
There was just so much chaos going on. And the combat, so obviously when you're playing Fallout, the combat is pretty... It's a Bethesda game, so it's just kind of more of a ragdoll, hit your target with a melee weapon or a gun.
Yep.
But in the show, the way they did the combat was just chaotic and like
and the music, the soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack was good.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Soundtrack was very good.
Make it just like the fucking game.
I had to explain to Morgan too. I'm like, so just picture like a very apocalyptic 1950s. Like,
yeah, I was explaining to Emily the lore of why everything's in the 50s, because she was kind of looking at it puzzled at first, and I was like, all right, we're gonna like I said,
so it's in the
sit down
future.
and explain this.
It's set in the future, but it's like stuck in the 50s future.
Yeah, because the 50s at that time for them was the perfect time, so they didn't think that they should ever progress further than that, because they already had nuclear fusion energy and shit. So, anyways,
but
the ghoul, who plays him?
Walton Goggins.
Apparently, he hates it.
He hates being the ghoul.
Yes,
the bad guy.
He hates the makeup. No, apparently he has to do the same thing that Jim Carrey had to do for the Grinch.
Oh, just like sit there with one facial expression while they do that?
Yeah, and he says it's kind of like torture
Jesus.
However, he looks amazing.
Yeah,
and
no,
not
it looks
only does
really
he
cool.
look amazing, when he came out the ground and was on this vendetta kind of personality where he was just gonna kill people just to kill people, I was like, yeah, this guy's what's up.
So why was that?
Well, it's because his daughter died, I'm gonna guess.
That's
And he has to suffer by being a ghoul.
yeah. So when that happened, and he just kills those 3 guys just because they were thinking of him as like their boss. Like they're like, this is our guy to help us like get this final score. And this guy's basically gets waked up from the dead. He's not dead, but he gets woken up. He basically says, "Fuck your score," and kills them all.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that he was in like a, from what it looked like, how it was.
It looked like he had Radaway dripping, like a Radaway
was.
IV.
And it's because they didn't want that, because once he turned into a feral ghoul, then he just goes and kills everything, right? So they were just pumping him full of Radaways so that way he wouldn't turn into a feral ghoul.
Yeah, and is that why they said he's gonna kill this chicken, and if he does, we kill him? But he didn't.
Yeah, they were making sure that the Radaway was working on him.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Which is crazy.
Now. So I had to explain to Morgan, I'm like, a ghoul is basically just someone who didn't die when the bombs went off.
Mm-hmm.
But they're taking on the full effect of the bomb.
But they, and they don't die naturally, right? So they're just gonna live forever until something kills them.
Yeah.
And that's what I was kind of explaining to Emily too. It was like, yeah, so this guy, he's been alive for 200 fucking years, and he'll never age, and he'll never die naturally, unless someone like shoots him or he, something irregular happens to his body. But either way, his character's gonna be great, and I also love that every time they put a new main character up, they just showed their name. It kind of reminded me of like a.
Who?
Have you ever
Didn't
watched,
they only do it once?
No, they did it for Lucy, they did it for Maximus, and they did it for the Ghoul.
Was Maximus the Brotherhood of Steel guy?
Yes.
And then they did it for the Ghoul?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you like the Brotherhood of Steel stuff?
I've never. So here's the thing. This is where it's gonna get nerdy real quick. I've never liked the Brotherhood of Steel. I think they're kind of wild. As in like. To me, they're kind of just like a cult.
It's like a military cult.
Yeah, so I'm not really all about that. However, the way they portrayed them in the show is great.
Oh yeah,
they did a very good job.
I don't remember has anyone ever spoken while wearing a power suit in the game?
Your character doesn't Fallout 4 if you're wearing one.
But does it change his voice?
It just makes it more robot. He doesn't do what it did in the show.
Yeah, in the show, I was like, holy shit. Yeah, and he's just pacing back and forth behind Max.
I'm gonna guess it's some sort of intimidation tactic.
It could be. Speak.
The suit. Speak. All right,
I suppose.
We're done. All right, thank you for listening to the break room, or not the break room. We're not the break room anymore.
Break time.
Thank you for listening to Break Time with Derry and Trey. It is me and Trey's favorite time of the week. I'm gonna presume. I'm saying that because it's my favorite time of the week. I'm hoping it's his favorite.
I just
time
like
of the week.
Fridays, but yeah.
Okay, I'll go fuck myself.
What?
You can catch us on YouTube and Spotify, as you all know. We really do appreciate you guys listening, and we also appreciate you guys hyping up the numbers on the YouTube shorts we've been putting out. We really do appreciate that. Recommend us to your friends if you think that we'd be a good fit for them. Other than that, we hope you have a great week, and we will talk to you next Saturday. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.